my skin kind of looks like an Enderman. But aside from that, I don't really behave like an Enderman at all. Like, I don't take any damage in water, and as hard as I try, I cannot teleport. So I thought to myself, I'm gonna try and change that. Now there's a couple of things that I need to be able to do in order to actually be like an Enderman. First, I have to take damage when I touch water. Second, I need to be able to teleport. And third, I can only pick up one thing at a time. Now normally I would do this with data packs, but I'm going to do this with command blocks because it's a little bit easier to understand what's happening. So the first thing we want is to take damage when we're in water. Now this one shouldn't be too hard. Basically I can just do an execute command. I'm going to execute it at myself if block that I'm standing in is water. Then I should be able to run damage. I can damage myself. I guess we can do drowning damage. Let's try that. So we put that on repeat and then we go into survival. All right, now that that command's going, if we go over here to the water, it not working. Now why might that be? Okay, wait, now hold on. Wait. Oh, I figured it out. I figured out the problem. This is seagrass. So when I'm standing here, if you look in the top right, Minecraft thinks I'm standing in seagrass. If I move to the right, now I take damage. If I move back here, I don't take damage. Okay, but we can solve this. We can solve this pretty easily, actually. All we have to do is add a condition for all the things in the water. So that's fog seagrass and regular seagrass. Now, we go back to survival. We should be able to take damage in all of it. Perfect. Awesome. So now, every time we're sitting in water or anything that is waterlogged, we will be taking damage, which is perfect. Now the next thing we want is that whenever we take damage in water, we want the sound to be the Enderman hurt sound. Hear that? So every time we take damage, we need to be able to play that sound at the same time that we're in the water. In addition to doing damage, we're gonna play sound Enderman hurt. So now if we hop back over into survival, that doesn't work. Alright, so I think the issue is that it was too far, so I couldn't actually hear where the sound was playing from. We'll go about how fixing that later, but for right now, I want to move this a little bit closer just so we can actually hear the sound that plays through when we do it. So if we go back to survival... Okay, nope. No. Okay, so that went too fast. Basically what happened is every single tick that I was in the water, it was playing the Enderman hurt sound, and we don't want that. We only want it when we're taking damage. Alright, and so what the solution to that is if we go over here, we change this back to at everyone, just for the time being. We put in this segment. This is going to run the command only when we've been hurt. So this command is only going to activate, instead of activating whenever there's water, it's going to activate whenever we're hurt. Go back to survival and test it again. Perfect! It works perfectly. This is hilarious. It looks like I'm actually taking damage as an Enderman. Oh my gosh, that's actually amazing. Wait, I want to hear that again. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. So now the next thing we need to do is make it so that sometimes, not every time, but sometimes when we take damage, we teleport to a random location. If we come over here and look at the wiki, we look at teleportation. Every time an Enderman is teleported from taking damage, it tries to teleport anywhere within a 32 block range. So that means that every time we step in water, we want to try and teleport in a random direction within 32 blocks. But again, we don't want it to be every time we take damage. We only want it to be sometimes. So we're going to have to make a clock for it. All right, so with these two commands, this one adds a score to a scoreboard every tick. And then when it hits 60, this one returns it back to 0. So if you look on the left, you can see we tick all the way up to 60, and then once we hit 60, we go all the way back down to 0. This is a simple scoreboard clock that's basically going to allow us to separate how often a command runs. So for this next command, so this basically says that every time that timer is 30, we're going to run the spread players command. And what we can do with that is we can set the origin of spread to where I'm standing, and then we can set how far we want to be able to teleport, which is 32 blocks, the maximum range. So that means that as this timer is going through, every time it hits 30, it's going to spread us to a random location, which is going to look like an Enderman teleport. And it works. So every 30 seconds, we're being sent to some random location within 32 blocks of where we were. Oh shoot, wait. Hold on, but I can't turn it off. I can't get to it to turn it off. Uh-oh. No. Okay, we got to it. Okay. So turning it off, because what we forgot to do was make it activate only when we're taking damage. So what we can do is we can come back here and grab this little segment to command again. and then bring it back over here. So now, when the score is 30 and we've been hurt, then it will execute the command for us. So if we see here, it's not activating because we're not taking damage. So now, if we go back into survival, we're taking damage, and it should occasionally teleport us. So yeah, it wasn't actually teleporting us when I was trying to do it. So what I did was I lowered the activation range for the cycle. So basically what happens is now every 40 ticks it resets instead of every 60 ticks. So hopefully that should make it a little more common. All right, I changed it a little bit more. So now with the timings, we should have a little bit more time on average in the water, because when Endermen are in the water, sometimes they sit for a second before they teleport away, and I want it to be exactly like that. Okay, good. It's working well. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, and the time is variable, so it does change. It's not always exactly the same when we actually teleport. Perfect. It's working well. So the only thing right now that I'm noticing is when we get in the water, we take damage and we teleport away, is we don't actually hear the hurt sound very often. I think that's because the hurt sound plays from this block here. So when we teleport away, now we're over here and the block plays over there and we can't hear it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this to a data pack just so it's a little bit simpler. Okay, so now that we're in our world with our data pack, just to make sure it still works. Okay, perfect. And if you heard that, we heard the hurt sound after we were teleported, which is exactly what we wanted. It's working perfectly. That's amazing. All right, so the next step is going to be adding the teleport sound when we actually teleport. The sound that we're looking for would be Enderman teleport. Yeah, okay, so this is the sound we want. All right, so if we come back over here, now with that new command implemented, we should hear the teleport sound, which is perfect. It sounds amazing. Oh my gosh, it's actually awesome. We hear the damage sound and we hear the teleport sound. Oh, it's perfect. It's actually beautiful. All right, we're doing this in third person. We got to see it. All right. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Oh, I'm actually so happy with how it came out. So the next thing we want to figure out is how we can teleport manually. Because yeah, Enderman can teleport automatically, but they can also teleport randomly, just like whenever they want. If we look around at this guy for a minute, he should just teleport, like at some point, just because he wants to, without even taking damage. See, there we go. Okay, so he just went wherever he wanted to go. So I want to be able to do that too. And what I'm thinking is we can activate it by double crouching. So basically I can track how many times I've crouched. And I think I want to do it where if I crouch like twice within a second, then it will let me teleport. And if I don't crouch twice, if I just crouch like once, then it's not gonna make me teleport. All right, so I just wrote out the prototype of this command. We should. Perfect. Look. If we double crouch, we can teleport. We can teleport wherever we want. This is amazing. That's not good. Oh, what was that? Whoa. Yeah, so there might be a couple of bugs, but hopefully we can sort those out soon. Okay, maybe now we've got it? Nope. This is definitely not it. So this does give you a really interesting view of what's going on. Isn't this strange? This is pretty cool, huh? But yeah, this is definitely not what we wanted. Okay, it should work now. I simplified it a little bit. Basically, I've changed it. So what you're gonna do is I have to crouch for 1 second, then it will teleport me. And if I hold crouch, even if it's spammed, it only goes one movement per second, which is good. A lot better than before, if you remember. This is perfect. Now, I can teleport whenever I want to. It's amazing. It's awesome. All right, so I know I said I was gonna make it so that I could only hold like one block or a specific number of blocks, like the Enderman, like I said I was gonna do, but I don't really think I'm gonna do that. The things that I've already made seem more like I've gained the Enderman's abilities rather than literally become the Enderman, which I like better because I am better. I may look like an Enderman, but I'm better than an Enderman, if you know what I'm saying. So the only thing I have left to do is going to be to add a couple of ambient particles around me and when I teleport. So if we look at an Enderman, he has little purple particles around him. But so what we can do is we can put them around us as well. Now if we run this command, we should see, yep, perfect. There are particles around me now. And they will continue to follow me as I move. Now there are a lot, and they're actually a little bit too high above my head, so I'm going to change that a little bit to make it a little bit more compact around my body. There we go. Okay, so they are a little bit more spread out, but the way I've changed it basically is I added motion to them, and so now they're always trying to move to the center point that they start at, which is around me. And so now they actually do start away from me, and then they all get sucked into me. Just like, sort of just like the way the Enderman works here, where it kind of all forms back into it. Well, that's all I got today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you want this data pack, let me know in the comments or join the Discord and let me know, because really, I'd love to share this stuff with you guys. But either way, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, join the Discord, whatever, and I'll see y'all in the next one.